Morning, everybody. Got a lot of rain last night. Really rained hard. I'm off today. I work at a hospital. It's a small hospital, but it's kind of on the outskirts of a big town, and so it's definitely grown the last few years, but it's busy. It's really busy, and it's not the corona stuff. It's just regular stuff that we know of. The problem is the testing. They right now what they were saying at work is it's like takes 9 days to get test results. So basically, they make it sound like you can just get tested and you instantly know what. Like when I take my kids to the doctor and they test for strep or they test for flu, they got the results in 10 minutes. But this isn't like that. Now maybe they're going to come out with some different thing at work. Maybe they'll come out with different test kits where we can get instant results. I don't know, but to me, it kind of like how do you judge where you're at if you don't even know? And we could have a patient who's got all the symptoms, and basically how they're ruling people out is if they test positive for something else, then they don't have the coronavirus. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I think it's really crazy. It's easy to get caught up in kind of that pandemic mindset. But the truth is, I'm going to just function like normal. I have to go to work. I'm actually working extras because we're short staffed and it's really busy. And we haven't even, if we hit a situation where we had like Italy, where they got all these people with the corona virus and the elderly population they have. If we got hit with something like that here, it would be overwhelming. And this is something that is a wake-up call for the United States and for the world. We should be better prepared. When we had the Ebola thing a few years ago, it was a total nightmare. And we just got a few cases. It wasn't even bad. Had it got really bad, we would have been in big trouble. The thing we got going for us in this country, we have good sanitation. We have people don't live clustered on top of each other as much as these other European cities where they're just piled on top of each other. I think that makes a huge difference. And we have a lot more open space here. People aren't as clustered together. And I think they've taken decisive measures. The Trump administration, I think, has done a good job with saying, we need to just keep people separated and let's not, be piling up stuff all over the place and creating the perfect conditions for this to spread. So I think a lot was done early on. You could always look back and say, oh, we should have done more. But the bottom line is, it's kind of like me. I kind of prep a little bit. I don't have, I have wood. These are piles of wood right here. I have a wood stove. I have a gas generator. I have some gas over here that's underneath the tarp. I've got about 20 gallons of gas to run my generator for, probably run it for at least, I could run it probably conservatively for at least a week and a half before I'd have to start siphoning off the cars. I have a water filter. I have a 50-gallon, 60-gallon water container. Actually, I have two of them side by side, so I actually have about 110 gallons. And it's once you filter it, you could drink it. I've got a backpacking water filter that I could filter water with. I can boil water. I got a propane stove. There's things I have that I've got 50 pounds of beans, pinto beans that we could, survival type food. Like you wouldn't be living in luxury, but you'd have something to put in your stomach and to digest. It wouldn't be great, but you could live on it for a while. And I think this is a shot across the bow, really. I don't think this is going to get as bad as what they're saying, especially with the measures they put in place. So it's just a good wake-up call. I know even as much as I try to be prepared, I'm not nearly as prepared as I would like to be, especially being a carnivore and not being able to eat vegetables and beans and things like that. I would have to eat what I had, but it would mess my gut up. And so, I wasn't as prepared for something as I could have been. And I think that it's just a time to reassess where we're at. It's not a time to be afraid or anything like that. It's time to be afraid is over, because if you're not prepared, if you weren't prepared, if you didn't have anything, at your house and you were totally not ready for this, which I'm sure a lot of people weren't. I mean, that's why we had the runs on the stores. I'm going to go to Costco today, pray for me. I don't know how bad it's going to be. I'm going to try to get there about an hour before they open. I heard they've been opening early too, to try to prevent the big lines. I'm going to get there early and just try to get in there. And I heard they've been rationing stuff. They're not letting people buy the hoarding type stuff, which they should have done that at the very beginning. I know these retailers are about making money and it's about people's individual freedoms. But I mean, when you take all the toilet paper or you take all of an item, it creates a panic, and it creates a panic mindset. And you got a lot of elderly people that can't shop there, or they're just so limited on their mobility. And I think that's the really scary part. And I know when I get older, this is something I'm always going to remember, and I'm going to prepare for this. I'm going to have enough food and water and stuff at my house to last me at least a month from now on. I mean, no questions asked. I will be stocked up for the next time, if there is a next time. I think if this was the real deal, if this was a 1918 pandemic where, they killed, 60 million people worldwide, I mean, we would be in a survival state right now. We would not be having any civility whatsoever. It would be the people that had weapons, the people that had power, i.e. guns. They would be the ones who would be safe. They're the ones that would be taking advantage of other people. And it's just a fact. That's just the way it is. That's the law of the jungle. And unfortunately, we live in 3D reality, and we are subject to those rules. And if we went out into the wilderness without any protection, the bears would, they'd look at us as prey. The apex predator is going to look at you as prey. You have to be hard to kill, and basically that's just a reality. And I think that the system controllers that we talk about all the time, they've definitely been softening people up for something like this. This was supposed to be something much worse. It was supposed to be an epic pandemic level, and it was supposed to kill millions of people and cause all the social unrest. But I think they had to pull the trigger prematurely because of Trump, and they didn't want him reelected, and they were trying to do what they could do at the time, because I do believe they're in a weakened state. Like I was saying before in another video, they're like a cornered animal that's been wounded, and they're gonna pull out all the stops. They got nothing to lose right now. They got, I really think it's going down. I hope so. But at the end of the day, we don't know for sure. There's a lot of speculation. I've had to get off Twitter a little bit just because there's so much stuff on there. It's ridiculous. And people just go off on these tangents. And I understand, that's what they do. And I think it's good to theorize things and play things out to the permutations and combinations of things. But at the end of the day, they just don't know. They just have no idea. We don't know. And I think the best thing to do is go inward and, make that connection with the divine as solid as you can, and find that peace, that centeredness, that peace. And, that's the key, I think, in troubling times like this. And I mean, I know from being sick, most people could live off the fat on their body for literally weeks and weeks. I mean, most people are carrying around 30, 40 pounds of fat on their body that they could literally live off of if they had to in a survival situation. That's what their body would do. It would start burning fat. It'd burn the fat on their body as energy. That's what's stored for. Skinny guys like me won't last long, but anyway, it's just been really interesting, and I'll try to keep you guys updated if we have anything happen at the hospital. I honestly don't think we are going to. I mean, if we do and it gets that bad to where we are just inundated with patients and it's total mayhem, I mean, we're in big trouble. That's all I got to say. So, like I said, this was a warning shot. This was something we should have been better prepared for, and I'm talking about me personally and collectively. We should have been better prepared, and we weren't. And so we'll see what happens, but I think we're going to be okay. Have a good day.